Alright, so now we're going to discuss on our henna process because everybody kind of does henna in a different way. And this is just the particular way that we did with the research that we did and what we thought would be most beneficial and most effective. So, this is going to be on our first and second henna treatment. We'll do another video if there's any change for our third and fourth one. So the first time we had 5 boxes total, and each box is 100 grams. So we had 500 grams of henna for the both of us, which wasn't enough the first time. So the second time we went to 3 boxes each. So 300 grams for each one of us.
We went ahead and mixed the 6 box.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we started off with 5, but we ended up mixing the 6 box, but it didn't get a sit.
Exactly.
So the first time we didn't let our henna sit out a full day. We did it a few, maybe 6 hours before we did our henna treatment. So we put, and I'll have a video at the end of how we did it. So we put the henna powder in, and some people say it smells like hay. I don't think it smells like hay. It smells like green tea to me.
Green tea.
It smells like really strong green tea. I really liked the smell of it. I think I got kind of tired after smelling it for a whole night, but initially I really liked the way it smelled. The first time we also used aloe vera juice. Now there's a lot of people who use green tea or lemon juice, and you want something acidic to bring out the color, and your hair is naturally acidic anyway, so that's not really bad as long as you're not going too acidic. Now with lemon juice, which you end up using on the second henna, was it super drying or?
No, I really didn't notice any difference between the two.
So there wasn't really any difference, and we can't really tell if there was a color difference because her color doesn't really show up on her hair. So the first time we did use aloe vera juice, and aloe vera juice is pH around 4 or 5,
Mm-hmm.
which is your hair's natural pH level anyways. I think it's like 4.5 for hair. So that's good for your hair. That's why a lot of products have aloe vera juice and people use aloe vera. It's really good for your hair, and it's got a nice acidity for the henna, and it works great. The other one is using green tea. And green tea is acidic, but it's not as acidic as aloe vera or lemon juice. And then the fact that you have to use water, and water's pH around 7, you're not really getting a high level of acidity in your mixture. So we haven't tried that, but aloe vera juice for me seemed like the best choice. And then lemon juice is higher acidity, but
yeah,
you can still
if I had to
work with it.
choose, I would still just use aloe vera because I didn't notice enough of a difference to use the more I would consider harsher lemon juice because it's so much more acidic. Since there wasn't any great benefit to using that, I will go back to the aloe vera juice because I know my hair loves that. So it'll be.
And some people's skin is sensitive. Like for some people, putting lemon juice on their scalp probably just wouldn't be a pretty picture anyways.
But surprisingly, because I do have sensitive skin, and that was one of my concerns, but surprisingly, it did not irritate my skin. So, you know, you always just test it, or just stick to aloe vera juice because it's just better for you.
And make sure you lay down newspaper. I laid down newspaper where I was mixing and in the bathroom where we applied. And you don't want to use metal utensils or bowls.
Right.
So we use plastic ones. Actually, our plastic hasn't been stained, which I guess it's too early in the process for the color to release because you have to have some time for the color to release. So the second time we did it a day in advance. The first time it was just a few hours in advance. A plastic spoon did not work for me. I've seen a lot of people have their little plastic spoons. I broke that sucker, and I don't know if that's because I was mixing the 500 grams, but I had to get like a big cooking spoon to mix that stuff up with. Then you just cover it, let it sit, whether you're going to do a few hours before or a few days, or not a few days, a day before. I don't think there was really much of a difference with that either. I think there was a little bit more color release that I noticed when I let it sit out for a day than just a few hours before, but not a big issue. And then upstairs, when we put on the henna, we doubled up on gloves, and I don't know if they're because it was latex-free gloves that the color went through. I don't know. Just make sure you have gloves.
The first time we did it, we just had one pair of gloves on that were latex-free, and when I took the gloves off, lo and behold, I looked like I ate too many carrots because my hands were orange. So that's when we decided to double up. But like she said, it might just be our gloves that we had. The latex-free might somehow let the henna seep through. I'm not sure. So, but now that we double up, that's not an issue.
And then you want to wash your hair before you do this, but you don't want your hair to be soaking wet because then your henna is going to be dripping all over the place. So just squeeze your hair out. You want to make sure your hair is wet and damp, but you don't want it to be dripping. And then, like you do when you have relaxers, take small sections and apply. We did each other, so we really can't give you tips on doing it on yourself. So you can find a buddy to help you, or you can just figure it out. But just in small sections, start from the back. We separate it into 4 sections, do 1 section at a time, and then put your hair on top. And the henna is so heavy, it just stays right there once you fold it up. And then
that's after all the henna has been applied.
Right.
It's like clay, and it's heavy, and you'll feel it on your neck. And so, in order to keep the pressure off the neck, we kind of pile it up higher on top of our head so that, it's a little easier to balance on your neck because it is heavy. I mean, I'm sure the more hair you have, the heavier it's going to be. So, but we've learned some tips to, try to make it a little bit more comfortable since we sleep on it overnight. So after we pile on top of our heads, we take some saran wrap or some plastic wrap, and we wrap it around our heads, around the henna, and just, put a sealed plastic cap, as close to your head, so it keeps the henna close to your head and keeps it warm, keeps the color releasing, overnight.
And that helps the henna to disperse through any hair strands that might not have gotten covered.
Yeah. And we also put the cotton around the edges, added another cap on top, cut a scarf on top of that, and then, Zari, want to maintain.
Well, you can call me Zari.
Okay. Zari lays a towel on her pillow at night so that,
or t-shirt.
Or t-shirt, so that if there's any leakage, it doesn't get anywhere. We try to, but if your hair is not that wet, if it's not soaking wet, you shouldn't have too much dripping going on. I haven't had any at all. But this last time, Zara's hair was a little wetter than we liked. So we had a little bit of leakage going on because we were rushing. And
then if you have any other questions, I just recommend going over to Curly Nikki. She covers all these bases.
You put the website on the bottom?
I will put the website at the bottom.
It's a great place for information.
And then in the morning, I have some footage of this too. You're just gonna...
You have some what?
Footage.
What do you think I said? I don't know what you said. I have some footage. I have some footage. Footage.
And then you're gonna take that plastic wrap off, dunk your head in the
Well, you're gonna fill up your tub first, and and then you're gonna dunk it and swoosh it around. And just watch all that henna flow through the water in your tub.
And then let the water out. Jump in the shower. Try not to get the little sprinklies all over the place. And then before I leave my gloves on at this point, and before I put any conditioner on my hair, I just rinse. I just let the water rinse through. And you really want to get your scalp, because there is you're focusing on your hair the first time, and then you forget that you got all this henna near your scalp, and then you start getting up here and it's just like henna. So you want to just really focus on getting that stuff out and then going into your conditioning processes. I do it twice. How many times do you condition?
First time I did it 4 times.
Oh, the first time we just couldn't get the henna out.
Yeah. I think because we added more honey the second time.
Oh, and then we add honey to our mixture right before we put it in.
Right before we put it in, we add honey to our mixture. And I think the second time 3 times maybe, and then did the deep conditioner. So 4 times regular deep conditioner, then regular conditioner. And the second time, 3 conditioners, 1 deep and 1 leave-in, and then sealed it.
And you're gonna have like that. You're not gonna get that tinge out all the way. Your water will be like clearish with like maybe a slight tint of orange-ish color to it. Don't worry about that. You're just not gonna get every single ounce of it out, and that's not bad. And you're gonna even see it during your next wash period a little bit, but it's nothing to worry about. And then style as desired. Make sure you have a leave-in conditioner in, and you're good to go. So if you have any questions or comments, post them below. If you like this video, please like it and feel free to subscribe.
And comment.
I said comment already.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Bye. Check out part 4 for video footage and pictures. Thanks.